Palm Sunday. It's our season. It's a season of remembering who we are. It's a season of Passover, traditionally. It is a season of Lent. It's a season of Easter. Today's talk is called Tough Choices. Tough choices, and our friend Jesus represents some tough choices. If anybody's ever read the story of him in the Garden of Gethsemane, where he's praying, he's just told his disciples that went with him, don't go to sleep, lest you be tempted. And they went to sleep. Well, what is the temptation except that do not fall asleep in this world, lest you be tempted to believe that this world is the reality, rather than spirit. And Jesus is battling with his own temptations to believe that this world is real. And is God's will really, really what I know it to be? That my body is not the issue here, but the freedom of man, the freedom of mind is the reality here. And I've asked a friend of mine to come up here today in the role of Jesus. And she is I've wanted her to sing this song here for many years. And it comes from Jesus Christ Superstar, and it's when Jesus is sitting in the garden, wondering really, and why? Why God? Why me? And I'm afraid, and I know what's true, but this applies to all men and all women. These tough choices. Am I going to surrender to the desires of my body? Or am I going to give over in love what I know to be true? And so I've invited Lena Katrakis to come here today and share her journey with us.
I only want to say, if there is a way, take this cup away from me. I don't want to taste its poison, feel it burn me. I have changed. I'm not sure as when we started. Then I was inspired. Now I'm sad and tired. Listen, shorty, I've exceeded expectations. I've tried for 3 years. It seems like 30. Could you ask as much from any other man? But if I die, see this saga through and do the things you ask of me. Let them hate me, hit me, hurt me, nail me to their tree. I wanna know, my God. I wanna know, my God. I wanna see, my God. I wanna see, my God. Why should I die? Will I be more noticed than I ever was before? Will the things I've said and done matter anymore? I'd have to know, my Lord. I'd have to know, my Lord. I'd have to see, my Lord. I'd have to see, my Lord. If I die, what will be my reward? If I die, what will be my reward? I have to know, my Lord. I have to know, my Lord. brain. Show me there's a reason for you wanting me to die. Like you're far too keen on where and how, but not so hot on why. Alright, I'll die. Just watch me die. See how I die. See how I Then I was inspired. Now I'm sad and tired. After all, I tried for 3 years. It feels like 90. Why then am I scared to finish what I started? What you started, I didn't start it. God, thy will is hard, but you hold every card. I will drink your cup of poison, nail me to your cross and break me, bleed me, beat me, kill me. Take me now before I change my
Thank you. Have a nice Easter. Wow. Wow. That is quite the journey. And it's a journey of the ego. Not the body, but the ego. And that's what surrendering our beliefs in the world is like. That I will die. To surrender all that I hate, all that I'm afraid of, all of my past and what I think about it. It feels like God is killing me. When it's actually what I'm surrendering to is eternal life. First in mind, and then in the body. That's what we're asked to do. And the Jesus Christ story, the myth, they had to use the death of the body for people to understand. Because people don't get so often the death of the ego. When I want a cookie and I'm in a battle about whether or not to have the cookie, because I know the cookie will not bring me peace. It will bring me temporary, ever so temporary comfort. If I want to drink a cigarette, if I want to yell at somebody, it brings such temporary. When I want to gossip, when I want to complain, it brings such temporary. But if you said, I'm going to take away, you have to give up complaining to live in eternal peace. That's the song. That's the song. I want to know what I'm going to get if I give it up before I give it up. I want to know what my reward is before I do the very thing I know will give me everlasting peace. But you show it to me now because I'm making a deal here. And then she ends it with, okay, fine, let's do it fast before I change my mind. Come on, let's get this over with. Rip it away from my clenched hands, my clenched ego, before I give this up. before I give up one grievance, before I give up one piece of my ego, you show me, God, because I'm afraid I'm going to die without it. When I gave up cigarettes, it's because I gave it up because I finally had the realization of friendship with the cigarettes instead of enemy. I realized as God is for me, nothing is against me. Cigarettes have been for me. I had no other tools. I had no other tools to get me through all those years from the time I was 10, thank you, until I was 33 when I put them down. Because they protected me in my egoic thinking. And then one day I realized, oh, God is my friend. I don't need the cigarettes anymore. And I got down on my knees and I thanked those cigarettes. He said, you've been my friend and I'm so grateful, but I'm going to be letting you go. Because you see, I began to see the rewards of prayer. And when Lena sang, then I was inspired. Do you remember when you first walked into Unity and how wonderful it was? When you first found new thought, oh my gosh, oh, I'm so inspired, I'm going to come here forever. And then suddenly one day, oh, but my old ways don't work so well now that I'm getting this message. It's like, oh, I thought I was going to find a way to make my misery work. I thought I was going to find a way to make my self-loathing more manageable. Instead, I've made it so now I can't live in either world. I can't live in spirits, and I can't live in the ego. I have no place to turn. What do I do? And finally, it comes down to this agonizing. I am going to drop dead of misery, or my head is going to explode if I don't surrender, if I don't give up what doesn't work anymore. That's why 12-step fellowships were formed, for people who knew, I can't do it anymore. I can't, my way does not work. And then people get into 12-step rooms, and again, to try to make their misery more manageable, and they find out, oh, that doesn't work. So fine, I'll surrender to this, and then a lot of them end up here in Unity. This is our 11th step. This is our 11th step. It's out through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God, praying only for knowledge of God's will for me and the power to carry that out. That's why you'll meet so many people from 12-step groups in a Unity Center, Unity Church, because we want to know the will of God. And we're going to do a piecemeal so it doesn't hurt too much. And then we come up against it. As she just sang, that journey that we all just went through with Lena. You see, it doesn't apply just to Jesus. And it doesn't apply just to men, and it doesn't just apply to women. It applies to us all. Tough choices. Am I going to choose for spirit and joy? Or am I going still to try to make my misery joyful? Yeah. You get it, don't you? Does anybody else get it?
Yes.
How can I make my misery joyful? How can I walk away from this experience where I am so out of integrity and still sing God's praises? See, what we're trying to get to is sing our own praises because we are one with God. Because we are assured, I am one with God, and I can pass over this thought, this conversation. I pass over. There we go. What a coincidence. I did not do that on purpose, but it works. That I can walk through this, knowing, ouch, ouch, ouch. Oh, I'm so uncomfortable. I'm so hungry. I'm so hungry. I want a cigarette. I want a drink. I want to yell at somebody. I want to yell at myself. I want to hurl myself through that mirror. There's got to be some solution for this pain that I'm in. This desperate pain that I'm in. Because I just can't believe that if I sit here for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, it will pass. And I will know things that I didn't know before. Someone once said something so wise in front of me. She said, it came to pass, it didn't come to stay. And that stuck. I heard that 19 years ago, 20 years ago now. That was profound. I love the simplicity. Only truth is true. I love it because that means nothing else is true except truth. It came to pass. It didn't come to stay. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. Do not worry about impressing your friends with big words. If you don't have big words to use, just tell the truth all the time, but start with yourself. Telling yourself the truth doesn't mean you're criticizing yourself. It doesn't, oh, you are so ugly. That is not telling the truth. But to look in the mirror and say, you're the blessed child of God, and you don't like yourself very much today. And I want to like myself. What's it going to cost me? What's it going to cost in my thinking to like myself? Oh, is it going to be too expensive to like myself? I got to let my mother off the hook. I got to let my 4th grade teacher off the hook.
Yeah.
Yes, it does. It's exactly what it means. Yeah, but what's the reward for doing that? Will I really like myself? Will I love myself if I let her or him off the hook? Will I really tell me in advance, show me in advance, because I'm not giving it up otherwise.
Yeah.
I'm not going to let them get away with it otherwise. It's all about forgiveness. And it's forgiveness. Yes, I used to think it was just for my benefit, forgiveness, to set me free. And then a teacher of mine said, no, you don't want to hold them back either. No matter what they've done, you don't want to hold them back. They set their soul free to awaken so that they can know the truth of who they are. And I thought, oh, jeez, I don't want to hold anybody back. I'm just mad at them. I don't want to hold them back. I'd like to hit them with a bat, but I don't want to hold them back from God. So I became willing. One grievance at a time. 2, I said, fine. God, I am now willing to experience forgiveness around this being. But do you know what forgiveness is? Forgiveness is the realization of our oneness. That's what forgiveness is. It's to give way for a new thought. But it is the experience of knowing I am one with this one that I love so much. And another whose good I have forgotten. There are no exceptions. There are no exceptions to the kingdom. There are no exceptions to forgiveness. As I forgive one, I must forgive all. But it's not like, okay, I forgive you. It's, I give my thoughts about you to God. I give my thoughts about you who I love to God because I can't afford you to be more special than the one out there. Because then suddenly I've turned you into a false God. I've got to put light around all beings, starting with me in the mirror. Starting with me. Today we're going to do something we don't often do in Unity. I do it every year on Christmas Eve. It is tradition in many Christian churches. We are not a traditional Christian church. Well, I don't think we're a Christian church at all, even though we apply the teachings of Jesus Christ. But we're going to have communion today. Because you see, Jesus taught communion. At the Passover. He gave it to his disciples just before he sang that song. Not before he sang that song. He gave it to his disciples because he knew they wanted it. But he turned it into a teaching experience, an opportunity to teach. And what he taught as far as you don't read it in the traditional Bible, we have to look at this metaphysically, what he would have done with it. And the bread. The bread is taught as a representative of the body. And the reason he had them eat the bread as a representative of the body was to teach that the body is no thing. Because you see, if the body were so special, it would be placed on an altar to be worshipped, to be adored. And so you eat, they ate the animals that meant nothing, that meant sustenance for the body, not as a holy sacrament of the body. And the wine, he had them all share. Now, we're not all going to drink from the same cup. But we're going to take our gluten-free body of Christ, our gluten-free bread, and dip it into the same chalice of, well, just grape juice. And we're going to dip it, all of us, into the same one so that we can, this is the art of forgiveness. If we all drink from the same one, we must all be the same one. This is your art of forgiveness. And so I encourage everyone to participate in this adventure today. This is not, we're not part of another religion. This is a ritual. A ritual to be participated in, and it's a form of prayer. You don't do this so that you will be good. We're already good. This is not a holy sacrament to cleanse and purify us. It is a form of prayer, it's a form of mutual meditation. To all participate as one. As you come up here, you see, I put this up here. As you take your bread and you read it, I eat this bread to remind me that only Spirit is eternal and my true reality. And I am glad to share this realization with my brothers and sisters now. And as you dip into the juice, you read, as I share this liquid with everyone in this holy place, I am aware of my oneness with all beings, and therefore forgiveness abounds. Forgiveness abounds. Forgiveness abounds. Would you consider today, as you participate in this ritual, that everyone could be set free? Everyone, those you like the most, those you like the least. Decide whichever category you yourself fall into. Could be set free in your mind so that you may see them as beings of light, as love, so that when you look in the mirror you see yourself as a being of light and of love. Would you consider that today as you actively participate in this? This is not a tedious Christian ritual. We're taking it from tedious Christian rituals. And we're going to use it in order to be active and awaken to a new thought, a new idea. So right now, I would invite everyone from over here to come up. And as you come up and then go down the center lane and go back around to your seat. When you are afraid to give up what does not work for you, what has not worked for you for a long time, be it minutes, be it days, be it years, be it your entire lifetime so far, when you are afraid to give it over to God, to be given back to you in truth, do it anyway. When you are most afraid, when you are a little bit afraid, when you're just itchy, do it anyway. Go over what is not real so that you may experience the glory of God, the glory of truth, the glory of who you are. That's why we've come here this morning, to be reminded it's possible. And even though I'm afraid, I'm going to do it anyway. Thank you so much.
You can spend your whole life building something from nothing, and one storm can come and blow it all away. Build it anyway. You can chase a dream that seems so out of reach, and you know it might not ever come your way. Dream it anyway. God is Sometimes life ain't good. When I pray, it doesn't always turn out like I think it should, but I do it anyway. I do it anyway. This world's gone crazy, and it's hard to believe that tomorrow will be better than today. Believe it anyway. You can love someone with all your heart for all the right reasons, and in a moment they can choose to walk away. Love them anyway. Well, God is great, but sometimes life ain't good. When I pray, doesn't always turn out like I think it should, but I do. See, you can pour your soul out singing a song that you believe in, and tomorrow they'll forget you ever sang. Sing it anyway. Sing